Hi, it's Tiffany from BraveSelfStarter.com, your place to grow your career, finances, and lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking about 4 strategies you can use to ace any job interview. Whether this is your first job interview, or you're mid-career and looking to switch roles, or you just want to level up your career, these strategies will help you to feel prepared, confident, and stand out from the competition to get the job that's right for you. So let's get started. This video is going to be interactive. You need to go ahead and grab a pen and paper because for each of the strategies you're going to need to make notes. Over the years I've done many job interviews, and I can remember my first job interview like it was yesterday. I went to that interview, I had chandelier earrings in, I had on a sleeveless top, and needless to say I was not prepared at all for that interview, and I did not get the job. And I remember feeling so sad and upset and frustrated, but I learned a lot of valuable lessons since then. From working in the career industry and from doing more job interviews, I have learned the tips and tricks that both interviewers and job seekers need to know in order to be successful. So stay tuned to learn how you can use these tips to level up your job search strategy. But before we dive into the tips, let's talk about what is a job interview, what you can expect, and what you should expect from the employer. So pretty much a job interview is a formal way for both candidates and employers to assess each other to see if it would be a good fit to work together. Contrary to popular belief, the job interview is not just about the employer deciding if they want to hire you. It's also the perfect opportunity for you as a candidate to properly assess the employer to see if you would even want to work for that company. The interview can take many formats and is largely dependent on the employer, the role, the location, and the job process that they have in place. Generally, the interview process can involve a face-to-face sit-down, or it can be a phone or even a video interview. It can also be a combination of both depending on the situation. Video interviews have been getting very popular of late, and it's one way to interview for a job. There is usually a lot of pressure placed on job seekers during the interview process because they feel they have to prove something to their potential employer, when in reality, what's important is being confident in your skills and your ability. You already know what you have to offer, so don't feel intimidated by the interview process. In preparing for a job interview, there is a 4-step strategy that I have adopted over the years that has helped me to land various positions and has also helped me to feel confident and comfortable in any interview setting. Number 1, learn about the company. Before you go into an interview, make sure to learn as much as possible about the company and its background. Read about the history of the company and know the company's values and mission. The initial research is important for 2 reasons. Number 1, you get to learn more about the company and its culture. You can use this information to decide if this is somewhere you want to work. Remember, the interview is an opportunity for you to gather as much information as possible about the company so you can make the best decision for yourself and your career. Keep in mind, you are just reading to gather key information about the company to get a better understanding and to form your own opinions of the company. It's not a test for you to memorize historical dates and happenings at the company. It's just to get a clear understanding of the company and what it does. A good source of information is the company's website, if they have one. Most companies should have a website because these days it's so easy to make a website. If they don't have one, that should be a red flag. Take a look at the website and click around. From the website, you can learn a lot about the company. Is the website professional and well organized, or does it look old and disorganized? After you assess the website, dive deeper into the content on the website. Look at the company's About page and the Products and Services page. What does the company do? What do they sell? What is their business model? How do they make money? Most companies also have a career section on their website. Take a closer look at that section to see if there are any testimonials from other employees or what you can learn about the company's culture. As you are doing your research on the company, jot down a few notes on paper. This will help you to remember key points of interest to use in your interview. You can also check Glassdoor to see how the company ranks among its employees. Some companies also have a LinkedIn page that provides insights and more information about the company. Lastly, do a Google search of the company to see what other information you can find out about the company from other sources than their website. This way you can see if it's a legit company and if it's somewhere you want to work. Step 2. You want to summarize your professional background and experience. In most interviews, the interviewer usually asks the question, "Tell me about yourself." They aren't necessarily asking about your personal life. They want to know about your professional background and career experience. When asked this question, you need to have your answer already prepared. Before the interview, write down a brief summary of your professional background and experience. Include experience that is relevant to the job that you are applying for and show how it relates to the position. Take a look at your past experiences and take a look at the current role that you're applying for and see what skill sets that you have gained over the years are applicable to this new position. You want to make sure to note these things so that way you have these answers ready for the tell me about yourself questions. Make sure to elaborate on the big wins and achievements that you experienced throughout your career. Where possible, give specific examples as well as numbers and stats that speak directly to your accomplishments. Also, try not to speak in terms of "we did this" or "my team and I." It's your interview, so you want to highlight the things you did personally that led to the team's overall success. The third thing you want to do is demonstrate what you bring to the table. Drawing on your research of the company and reflecting on your own past experiences and career background, start to think about ideas and proposals that you would implement if you were hired for the role. Start to think about what projects you think would benefit your new company. What ideas would you love to bring to life? Examine some of the projects that you've worked on in the past to see if these are ideas you could use in your new role. The reason I said this was a big tip is because this shows the interviewer initiative, thoughtfulness, and creativity. It's a good way to score extra points in the interview. Not everyone takes the time to share new ideas the company could implement, so you will surely stand out if you do. Number 4, you want to write down a list of questions to ask your employer. This is also a big one. As mentioned earlier, the interview is not just a one-way conversation. The interview is an opportunity for you to gather as much information as possible about the company and the role, so you can make the best decision for yourself and your career. Make sure to have a list of questions that you want to ask in the interview. Some questions that you could think about asking is, how is performance measured? What is the culture like at the company? What is the vision you have for this specific role? What does success look like in this position? Are there opportunities for growth? By pre-preparing these questions before your interview, you will know exactly what you want to ask and you are less likely to forget the questions you want to ask. After you have completed each step, you should have a list of notes under each section. Use these notes as your interview prep flashcards. Keep them close and go over them on the days leading up to your interview. Add any new thoughts that come to mind and review them just before the interview. We all know the job search process is tough. It can be long, tedious, and sometimes boring and very stressful. But with the right approach and attitude, you can secure a great job that you enjoy and that has opportunities for growth. I hope you found these tips and strategies useful. These are some of the tips that I've used to secure a job, and it has helped me to feel comfortable, confident, and calm during the job interview process. The process is very stressful and it can be very intimidating, so I really hope that these strategies help you to achieve your career goals. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video channel, and please share. You never know how useful this video could be to someone else, especially during these difficult times when a lot of people have been laid off. It's very important for people to have the tools and knowledge to help them to find another opportunity as soon as possible. Access the full version of these tips and strategies that I've used to ace my job interviews over at braveselfstarter.com. I'll leave the link in the description below, and then you'll have access to these tips to refer to anytime you need to. So let's get started!